Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Jason, and as always, I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Julia. Hi, Julia.
Hi, Jason. Hi, everyone. It's so nice to have you here with us again. Today's topic is really exciting. We're going to talk about how to build your English brain.
Yes, I love this topic because it's something that really changes the way you learn English. Many people study English for years, but they still think in their own language first.
Exactly. And when that happens, it's hard to speak naturally. You pause, you translate, and sometimes you forget words. But when you build your English brain, everything starts to feel easier and more natural.
That's right. Building an English brain means training your mind to understand, think, and even dream in English without always translating.
And the best part is, anyone can do it. You don't need to be perfect. You just need the right habits, a little patience, and a lot of practice.
So, if you've ever asked yourself, how can I start thinking in English? Or why can't I speak fluently even though I know grammar? Then this episode is for you.
We'll talk about what an English brain really means, why it's important, and simple steps you can start using today to build it.
Yes, so grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's begin our journey to building your English brain. So, Julia, before we talk about how to build an English brain, maybe we should first explain what it really means. What do you think an English brain is?
Good idea, Jason. Many people hear this phrase and think it sounds strange. English brain? But really, it means training your mind to understand and use English naturally without needing to translate every word from your first language.
Exactly. When we learn a new language, our brain first uses our native language as a helper. For example, if your first language is Spanish, you might think, ¿Cómo se dice esto en inglés? And then translate it. But when you build your English brain, you stop asking that question. Your brain starts thinking directly in English.
Right. Let's take a simple example. If you see a cup of coffee, a beginner might first think the word in their own language and then say coffee. But someone with an English brain just sees it and immediately thinks coffee.
Yes, no translation, no delay. It's fast, natural, and it helps you speak with more confidence.
And here's another thing, Jason. When you build your English brain, you also start to feel English, not just know it. You understand jokes, emotions, and even small expressions more easily.
That's a great point. It's like when you hear someone say, "What's up?" or "No worries." You don't have to translate. You just understand the feeling behind it.
Exactly. So, building an English brain is really about changing how you experience English, not just how you study it.
Well said. And don't worry, everyone, you don't have to be a genius to do it. Anyone can train their brain to think in English, just like anyone can train their body to get stronger.
Yes. And in the next part, we'll talk about why it's so important to build an English brain and how it can completely change your fluency.
Stay with us. It's going to get really interesting. Now that we understand what an English brain is, let's talk about why it's so important to build one. Julia, why do you think this matters so much for English learners?
Well, Jason, when you build your English brain, you start to speak and understand English more naturally. You don't have to stop and think about grammar or translation. The words just come out by themselves.
Yes, it's like when you drive a car. At first, you think about every small step, the gear, the brake, the mirror, but later, it becomes automatic. You don't think, you just drive.
Exactly. And that's what happens with language too. When you train your brain to think in English, speaking becomes automatic. You can express your ideas faster and you feel more confident.
I love that. And also, it makes listening easier. When your brain is ready to process English directly, you understand movies, songs, and conversations more quickly because you're not busy translating in your head.
That's so true. Plus, it helps you enjoy English more. Learning doesn't feel like study anymore, it feels like living in the language.
Beautifully said, Julia. So, the faster you build your English brain, the faster English becomes a natural part of your life.
Yes, and next we're going to show you exactly how to start building it step by step.
That's right. Let's begin with the first step, listening like a baby learns. All right? Let's start with the first and most powerful step, listen like a baby learns. Julia, what does that mean exactly?
It means doing what babies do when they learn their first language. They listen a lot before they start speaking. Babies don't study grammar or vocabulary lists. They just listen to sounds, voices, and words every single day.
Exactly. And that's how their brain starts connecting meaning to sound. When you listen to English every day, podcasts, movies, YouTube videos, or even short phrases, your brain starts doing the same thing. It begins to recognize rhythm, tone, and word patterns automatically.
That's so true. And don't worry if you don't understand every word. Even if you understand only 50%, your brain is still learning the sound of English. Over time, you'll start catching more and more words.
Yes, it's like feeding your brain with English input. The more it hears, the stronger it becomes. You can even play English audio while cooking, walking, or cleaning. Just let the language be part of your daily life.
I love that idea, make English your background music. The key is to listen often, not perfectly.
Exactly, Julia. So remember, everyone before you speak a lot, listen a lot. That's how babies do it. And it works for adults too. Okay, now let's move to step 2. Stop translating in your head. Julia, this one is a big challenge for many English learners, right?
Oh yes, Jason. Many learners translate every single word from their language to English before they speak. That's why they often pause or get nervous when trying to talk.
Exactly. And the problem is translation takes time. Your brain has to think in your language first, then find the English words, and then speak. That's a lot of work.
Yes. Instead, you need to train your brain to think directly in English. For example, if you see an apple, don't think of the word in your language first. Just think apple.
Right. Let's try another one. If you feel hungry, don't think. I am hungry means in your language. Just feel it in English. Say to yourself, I'm hungry.
Exactly. Start with small things around you, objects, feelings, or actions. Say them or think them in English. It's a great daily exercise.
And remember, it takes time. Your brain needs practice to stop translating, but little by little, it will happen naturally.
Yes, so from now on, try to live in English, not just study it. The less you translate, the faster your English brain will grow.
All right, let's move to step 3. Use English in your daily life. Julia, this one is really important, right?
Oh, absolutely, Jason. You can't build an English brain if you only study for 1 hour a week. You need to live with English every day, even in small ways.
Exactly. It doesn't mean you have to move to an English-speaking country. You can use English in your normal day. For example, when you write your shopping list, write it in English.
Yes, or when you look at something, describe it in English in your head, like, that's a big tree, or the sky is so blue today. Simple thoughts, but they train your brain.
I love that. You can also change your phone or social media language to English. It's a fun way to see English words all the time.
And don't forget you can talk to yourself in English. It may sound funny, but it's very effective. Just say what you're doing, I'm making breakfast, or I'm getting ready for work.
Exactly. The more you use English in your real life, the faster your brain will start to think in English naturally, without even trying.
So true. Make English part of your world, not just part of your classroom. That's how real progress happens.
Now let's talk about step 4, build vocabulary with meaning, not memorization. Julia, I think this is where many learners make a big mistake, right?
Yes, Jason, many people try to memorize long lists of words, but they forget them after a few days. That's because those words don't have real meaning in their minds yet.
Exactly. Our brains don't remember words just because we write them down. They remember words that are connected to something. For example, if you learn the word rain and you think of the sound, the smell, and the feeling of rain, your brain will remember it much better.
That's so true. It's like making a small movie in your head for each word. You can also learn new words through stories, conversations, or short videos that way. You see how the word is used in real life.
Yes, context is everything. Don't just study words, use them. Make simple sentences like, I love the rain, or it's raining today. When you connect words with meaning and emotion, they stay in your memory longer.
Exactly. So stop memorizing word lists, start living with the words. Let them become part of your daily English world.
Beautifully said. Julia, that's how vocabulary becomes part of your English brain, not just part of your notebook. All right, now we come to one of the most powerful steps practice thinking in English. Julia, this is the real secret to building an English brain, isn't it?
Absolutely, Jason. Thinking in English is where everything comes together. It's not just about speaking, it's about training your mind to use English naturally, even when you're silent.
Yes! And the best part is, you can start anytime, anywhere. For example, when you wake up, you can think, I'm getting out of bed, I'm brushing my teeth, or I'm making breakfast, all in English.
Exactly. You don't need anyone to talk to, just talk to yourself in your head in English. It's simple, but it really builds your English brain fast.
And you can also think about your plans, feelings, or ideas. For example, I'm happy today because the weather is nice, or I need to finish my project. Small sentences like these help your brain get used to English thinking patterns.
Yes, Jason, even 5 minutes a day makes a big difference. The more you think in English, the less you'll translate and the faster you'll speak fluently.
Exactly. So don't wait for perfect grammar, just start thinking in English right now. Your English brain will thank you later. All right, step 6 is something every learner needs to remember, make mistakes, and keep going. Julia, I think this is one of the hardest parts for English learners, right?
Yes, Jason, you're so right. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes. They think, if I say something wrong, people will laugh, or my English isn't perfect yet. But guess what? Mistakes are how you learn.
Exactly. When you were a child learning your first language, you made mistakes all the time and no one laughed at you. You just kept talking, and slowly, you got better. It's the same with English.
Yes. Every time you make a mistake, your brain learns something new. It's like giving your brain a mini lesson. So instead of feeling embarrassed, feel proud that you're improving.
That's such a great way to see it. And remember, native speakers also make mistakes even in their own language. So don't wait for perfect English before you speak or write.
Exactly. The key is to keep going. Learn from your mistakes, correct them, and move forward. Every word you say is a step closer to fluency.
Beautifully said, Julia. So, everyone listening, don't let mistakes stop you. Let them teach you. That's how real progress happens. All right, Julia, Now let's talk about some common mistakes people make when trying to build their English brain.
Yes, Jason. The first mistake I see a lot is translating too much. Even after learning many words, learners still translate everything in their head, and it slows them down.
Exactly. And the second mistake is focusing only on grammar. Grammar is important, of course, but if you only study rules and don't practice thinking and speaking in English, your brain won't develop naturally.
Another mistake is avoiding mistakes. Some learners are so afraid of speaking wrong that they stop practicing. But as we said earlier, mistakes are part of learning.
Right. And one more big mistake is studying English irregularly. Listening, thinking, and speaking every day is what really builds the English brain. Doing it only once a week doesn't give your brain enough practice.
Exactly. So, to summarize, stop translating, don't focus only on grammar, make mistakes, and practice consistently. Avoid these mistakes, and you'll see fast progress.
Yes, these are small but powerful tips that make a huge difference in how quickly your English brain grows. All right, Julia. Now it's time for a mini practice activity for our listeners. This is where you get to use your English brain right away.
Yes, and don't worry, it's simple and fun. Jason, what's the activity?
Okay, here's what we want you to do. Look around you anything in your room, kitchen, or outside your window. Now, describe it in English, thinking in English, not translating. For example, you might say, "The sun is shining," or "I see a red cup on the table."
Exactly. You can also describe your feelings or actions. For example, I'm drinking water or I feel happy today. Just simple sentences, nothing too hard.
And here's a tip. Try to do this for at least 1 to 2 minutes. Speak or think about everything around you in English. The more you practice, the more your brain will get used to thinking in English automatically.
Yes, remember it's okay if you make mistakes, just keep going. The goal is to train your English brain not to be perfect.
So, everyone listening, take a moment now and describe your surroundings or your feelings in English. Let's make your English brain stronger today. Julia, before we finish, I want to remind our listeners how powerful it is to build an English brain. It doesn't just help you speak, it changes your whole experience with English.
Absolutely, Jason. When you think in English, you understand movies, songs, and conversations more easily. You start feeling confident in speaking and even making friends in English.
And the best part? It works for everyone. No matter your age or level, if you practice listening, thinking, and speaking daily, your English brain will grow stronger, just like exercising your body.
Yes. And remember, every small step counts. Listening for a few minutes, thinking in English, describing your surroundings, it all adds up. Over time, you'll notice real progress, and speaking English will feel natural.
So don't give up. Keep practicing and enjoy the journey. Your English brain is your key to fluency. And that brings us to the end of today's episode, everyone. Julia, it's been such a great conversation.
Yes, Jason. I hope our listeners feel inspired to start building their English brain today. Remember, it's all about listening, thinking, practicing, and not being afraid of mistakes.
Absolutely. And don't forget, consistency is key. A few minutes every day will take you much further than hours of studying once in a while.
Exactly. Keep practicing, enjoy the process, and celebrate every small step. Your English brain will grow stronger with each day.
Thank you so much for listening, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to the English Learning Podcast and share it with your friends.
Yes, and stay tuned for our next episode where we'll continue helping you think and speak English more naturally.
See you next time, everyone. Keep practicing, And remember, your English brain is growing every day.